Hi, and welcome to UnWine with Janet. As you might have known, in the Caribbean, we love our spices. Today, I'll be using our beloved curry to prepare another one of my childhood favorites, curry chicken. It was quite interesting, though, to learn that curry arrived on our island through the Indian indentured servants. They were brought to the island to work on the sugar plantation after the abolition of slavery. Curry can be used on any types of meat like goat, chicken, and even tripe. This curry chicken will have a combination of different spices and herbs that you'll be able to purchase even if you're not living on the island. The end result will be one where you and your family will be going back to the pot for seconds like I normally do. So come let me show you how we do it. Welcome back. Here I have a 5-pound chicken, but I will only be using a half of it, and I'm washing it with white vinegar. You can also use lemon juice or lime juice. I prefer vinegar because it removes the dirt and the germs and some of the debris more effectively than just using water by itself. Now please keep in mind that raw chicken naturally contains bacteria including salmonella. That's a bacteria that causes illness in humans, so you definitely want to spend the time to make sure that your chicken is properly cleaned. I've read where it's suggested that you do not wash your chicken because of fear of contamination. That's a big no-no in my book. All you have to do is to make sure that you properly sanitize both the area and the utensils after you're finished. My advice, always wash your chicken. Here's an array of all the seasonings that will make your dish taste spectacular. I just love the different colors, and that's the main reason why I enjoy cooking so much. I'm in my happy place right now. My belief is if everything looks attractive before it's finished, then the end results will be beyond your expectation. I will only be using half of the Irish potato to give extra flavor and body. That's my curry, salt-free seasoning, my chicken seasoning, garlic powder, tablespoon of black pepper, paprika, onion powder, a pimento, a few cloves of garlic along with a piece of ginger, and my bowl of goodness. And in it, it's my Scotch bonnet pepper, don't mind the color, it was frozen, carrots, bell pepper, onion, and that will give it that added flavor. I always rough cut my vegetables. Just by using all these natural ingredients, it takes me back to growing up in rural Jamaica. My parents were always growing vegetable gardens, and they had one right beside the house. And let me tell you, they had just about everything in it, from carrots and Scotch bonnet pepper, tomatoes, scallion, thyme. They even had sweet potato, pumpkin, and sugarcane. You name it, they had it. So whenever we were cooking and needed any ingredients, we'd just run across and grab what we needed straight from what Mother Nature provided. Those were fun times. A little tip from me to persons who wants to learn to cook, not only curry chicken but other Caribbean dishes. Most of the times we use the same powdered seasoning, vegetables and herbs. In another video, I'll show you all my spices and the different ways in which I can use them. Here I'm cutting off pieces of the Scotch bonnet pepper. It will provide a lot of flavor, but you have to be careful not to include the seeds because that's the spiciest part unless you like the heat. And I've already chopped my ginger, so now I'm just crushing some garlic. And you can chop your garlic or you can use the garlic press if you choose to do so. It really doesn't matter, you get the same flavor from it. I've got my freshly washed chicken, and to that I am going to be adding all the different spices to it. So I have my onion powder, garlic powder, chicken seasoning, salt-free seasoning, my black pepper, my paprika, and I'm adding paprika also because of the flavor and the color that it gives. And then I have some pimento seed. You might be wondering if I'm going to add my curry. I could, but I won't, not at this point. Watch and you'll see how I do it. Nothing is wrong if it's added at this stage. A lot of people do, but I prefer not to, and I'll tell you why later. Here I'm dumping all the vegetables and herbs on top of the other seasonings, and these seasonings really enhance the taste and flavor of the end product. And after that, I'm just going to sprinkle a little oil. It doesn't matter what type you use. The oil helps with the absorption of the flavor more quickly, especially if you don't have time to marinate overnight. Now I'm just going to combine all the ingredients, and you want to make sure you give it a good rub to make sure that all the chicken pieces are properly coated. When you're done with that, you can do one of three things. You can either refrigerate it overnight, or you can refrigerate it for at least 2 hours, or if you don't have that much time, you can cook it immediately after seasoning. The choice is all yours. This is how I prepare my curry. I prefer to burn it, and the way I do so is by pouring some oil in a heated skillet, after which I'll pour about a tablespoon of curry in the pot. It depends on the amount of chicken that you're using, and then continuously stir it until it becomes a bit grainy or have a slight color change, or you can simply just let it heat for about 2 minutes on medium heat. Try not to let it overheat, because if it gets too dark and starts smoking, that's a telltale sign that you've let it cook for too long. And by heating the curry, the flavor has time to be released, and this will give your chicken a more robust flavor in the end. Now that the curry is ready, I'm going to remove all the vegetable seasoning from the chicken pieces and then add it to the curried oil. And after all the pieces are in, you're going to give it a thorough stir to make sure that everything is coated with that fragrant smelling curry. You don't have to worry about the oil popping and burning you, because the chicken has basically absorbed most of it at this stage. Just take a look at that color. See how every piece of meat has been coated? That's the result that you want at this stage. Now I'm going to cover and let it simmer for at least 20 minutes on medium heat. And I constantly stir because I do not want the chicken to burn or get stuck to the bottom of the pot. Just look at that color. It looks so delicious, and the smell of the curry is heavenly. So after it has acquired a nice color and is halfway cooked, that's when you'll want to add all the other ingredients that we had earlier. In order for me to know when it's ready for me to add some water, I listen for that frying sound, and once you hear that, you know that's the stage when you're ready to pour all your vegetables in. So, and at this stage also, I'm going to be putting in the potatoes that I had cubed, because the potato is what's going to help it to make the gravy, because I'm not going to be using a thickening agent. The starch from the potato will definitely work. And at this stage, I'm going to add my water. I use hot water again because it continues with the cooking process. And at this stage also, you can reseason. I normally do that, maybe add a little bit more paprika or seasoning salt or whatever the case may be to your liking. You can add it at this stage. After that's all done, you cover and you let it simmer. I would say give it another 10 minutes or until the potato is tender and then the gravy is thick enough for you. In case you didn't use Irish potato and you like thickened sauce like me, then you can just mix a little cornstarch with water and pour over your chicken and stir. You don't need a whole lot because a little goes a long way. Now, once the chicken has reached the desired tenderness and the consistency of the sauce is to your liking, then it's all done and it's time for you to enjoy. I normally pair my curry chicken with white rice or different produce, for example, yam or banana and dumpling or sweet potato or anything your heart desire. It's all up to you. So go ahead and give it a try and let me know how it turned out. Leave your comments in the comment box. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you liked this video. And if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss next week's video. What good? Till me see you next time, alright?